I'm going to write the number of texts from March as n with a little m. And to work out the number, well, to relate it to the number of texts in February, we know there's 15% more in February. So let's say there's 100% in February, 50% more is then going to be 115%. As a multiplier, that's 1.15. So I have to write the number of texts from March is 1.15 times the number of texts from February. Now we know the number of texts from March is 460, so I can write 460 equals 1.15 times the number of texts from February. And then I've created an equation which I can solve. NF is going to be 460 divided by 1.15. Now this looks fairly horrible, but I'm expecting the answer to be quite nice, actually. I think the first thing to do is change it so we got integers divided by integers. So I'm going to times through by 100. Okay, times the top by 100 and times the bottom by 100. Right, now let's do a division. 115 into 46,000. Okay, I don't know my 115 times table that well, but let's start it off and see what's happening. So 115 times 1, 115 times 2 is going to be 230. 115, I'm just adding 115 every time in my head. 115 times 3 is then going to be 345. And look at this, 115 times 4 is 460, so that's good. Actually, this division is not as bad as we might first thought. So basically, we're going to put 4 there, and we get 0, 0. So the number of texts in February was 400. So how many more texts did he send in March and February? It's going to be 460 minus 400, which is 60. So that's the multiplier way of dealing with this problem. Just very quickly, I'm going to talk about an alternative way. You might say in March, we had 460 texts, and that was worth 115%. It's a slightly different approach. It's equivalent, but it's just slightly different. And then we want to get what February is. February, we don't know what that is. That's going to be 100%. So to do this, we're going to need to do 460 divided by 115 to give us 1%. So 1%, and that would then be, if you do a similar sort of division, you would get 4. And so to get 100%, we times by 100, we get 400, and it would work out in a very similar way. So just want to talk about it quickly, just as an alternative way of thinking about it if you're not sure about the multiplier method.